axis connects the imperial area, sacrificial area, commercial area, and residential area, illustrating the unique city layout of Old Beijing. If the axis of Beijing is the central stroke in the character that means center, then the city contains many such centers. Today, Beijing has grown to become a modern metropolis, but the layout of the city has remained largely the same. The old city of Beijing followed traditional Chinese city planning with its chessboard layout. All of the main streets were straight and cut through the city from north to south and west to east. The imperial city, inner city, and outer city protected the forbidden city, which sits right in the center of the capital. As an independent palace complex in the imperial city, the Forbidden City served as the supreme power base of China for over 5 centuries. In 1925, it was turned into the Palace Museum, among one of the 5 most impressive palaces in the world. Outside the Forbidden City was the Imperial City, the outer square area of the palace. The Imperial City was surrounded by high red walls, and on each side of the wall was a city gate. The Tiananmen Gate was the front gate of the Imperial City. To the south was the Daming Gate, which was built in the Ming Dynasty. During the Qing Dynasty, its name was changed to the Da-Qing Gate. In the Republic of China period, it was called the Gate of China and honored as the first gate of the Imperial City. In 1959, the Gate of China was demolished in order to enlarge Tiananmen Square. The mausoleum of Mao Zedong currently stands in the same location. The Tiananmen Gate is located on Beijing's central axis. During the Ming Dynasty, it was called the Chengtian Gate, which literally means that the emperor was appointed by heaven. In the early Qing Dynasty, its name was changed to the Tiananmen Gate, adding the meaning of bringing peace to the nation. On January 1st, 1988, the gate was officially opened to the public. To date, more than 50 million Chinese and foreign tourists have visited this famous ancient city gate. This old aerial photo shows Beijing's northern axis. The building with the 3 open doors was the Dian Gate, which corresponded to the Tiananmen Gate in the south. It was demolished in December 1954. Few people these days know that there used to be a Chang'an left gate and a Chang'an right gate to the eastern and western sides of the Tiananmen Gate. Beijing's Chang'an Avenue is named after these 2 gates. The name means to endure stability and peace. On October 1st, 1949, at the founding ceremony of the People's Republic of China, vehicles drove in from the Chang'an left gate and out through the right gate in a grand procession. In 1912, the marble thresholds of the 2 gates were removed. This led to the gradual development of the west to east Chang'an Avenue. In 1952, both gates were demolished. Outside the imperial city was the inner city. During the early Qing dynasty, only Manchu people were allowed to live in the inner city. Any Han Chinese granted access to the inner city in the daytime had to leave before all the city gates were closed at dusk. The perimeter of the inner city was about 40 kilometers long, and the city walls were up to 11 meters high. Even today, visitors can feel the grandeur of the inner city walls. The inner city had a total of 9 gates. The remaining gates now sit near Beijing's second ring road. Each of the 9 gates originally had its own specific function. The Zhengyang Gate is usually called the front gate and was only used by the emperor. He went out this gate twice each year to offer sacrifices at During the Ming and Qing dynasties, condemned prisoners would be sent out through the Shu-An-Wu Gate to be beheaded in Sai-Shakou. All the other gates had different functions. Fucheng Gate was used for delivering coal, Shijia Gate for sending water, Anding Gate for moving sewage, Dongjia Gate for transporting wood, Shaoyang Gate for shipping grain, and Chongwen Gate for collecting taxes. When the government sent troops to war, they left the city via the northern Dasheng Gate. The meaning of the gate's name is winning victory, so this action was like a prayer for a victorious outcome. When Beijing was chosen to be the capital, its population was only 400,000. Today, over 20 million people live in the city. Population density is around 25,000 people per square kilometer. Although the scale and quality of the inner city walls were good, they represented a huge obstacle for the modernization of Beijing. They were damaged during the city's era of rapid development. Eventually, all of the city walls were demolished. But the gates and the city walls have such impact on Beijing, many place names still have wall or gate in them. The West Side Gate and the East Side Gate, as their names imply, stand separately on their original sites in the west and east of Old Beijing. Both enjoy state protection. The outer city of Beijing was first built in the Ming Dynasty. The original intention was to encircle the inner city, but only the southern section was finished due to a lack of funds.
永定门，请您准备下车。永定门是明朝嘉靖年间修建的，是北京外城的正门。永定居永定门。
Since its construction, the Yongding Gate has experienced a great deal of turmoil. The name of the gate means eternal national stability. However, this, the largest of the outer city gates, seems to have undergone perpetual renovations. The gate was first built in 1553. 11 years later, its enclosure was finished. The embrasured watchtower wasn't added to the gate until 1750. Beijing has an almost 860-year construction history, with nearly 200 of them witnessing renovations to this gate. While most of the gates of the inner city and outer city were demolished, the Yongding Gate was the first one to be reconstructed. All the ancient buildings of Beijing, including bridges, gates, altars, and palaces, are built on a large scale with thick, solid foundations. The palaces and halls contain unique shapes and intricate details. Even seemingly ordinary-looking sets serve a practical purpose.
中国建筑跟西方建筑的一个显著的差别，就是它很少有纯为了装饰而装饰。从窗户外的看吧，吻，还有这个脊上的小兽也好，都具有很强的装饰性。但每个装饰下边都是它的直接构件的一部分，因为它是在瓦上。但是你要把那个小兽拿走了，它就漏了，因为那一块那是跟瓦烧在一起的。
For thousands of years, the unique Chinese wisdom and culture has bestowed extraordinary craftsmanship on the builders of Beijing, ensuring that their masterpieces still remain. The main architects of the Forbidden City were Kuai Xiang, Sai Xin, and Yang Qing. Kuai Xiang also designed the Tiananmen Gate. It's said that the Qing Dynasty Emperor Kangxi once attended the beam-raising ceremony for the renovated Hall of Supreme Harmony. Unfortunately, the beam-raising wasn't going smoothly. Just as it seemed the whole thing was turning into a fiasco, a workman called Lei Fada volunteered to raise the beam. After climbing onto the roof, he quickly finished the job. The delighted emperor immediately appointed Lei as the manager of the Forbidden City's design and construction department. In fact, after that moment, when Lei Fada saved the day, 7 generations of the Lei family worked at the imperial court. To make it more convenient for the emperor to review their designs, the Lei family first made models from wood and paper. Some of the remaining Lei family models are housed in the Palace Museum.
咱们建筑业有10大工种，知道吗？听说过没有？瓦木扎实土，油漆彩画糊，外带着还是阴阳宅的风水。故宫有档案呐、是盖紫禁城时候，快强、良久、阮安、马天禄这些人呐、人家是都封官了，2品官我爷爷。说这东西扔的稀黄刺儿，我呢赶紧就找朋友借了个130，那零碎东西小的走工才这么点儿，跟手指头啊，我就把它拉去院里头，它是露天厕所。哎呦，我一看茅坑里不少奶，捞我这儿，谁捞我这我捞，冲冲拿走，找了一些老的木工，我们兴隆门的，把这攒起来。当时我这图纸我也没有，我找梁思成爱人林珠，我说把2个人相片咱们这我翻翻吧。
The spirit of people like Ma Chu and their dedication to the protection of the ancient buildings is more solid and reliable than the city's walls and gates. It's dusk in East Beijing. Although the capital is centuries old, Beijing has never slowed its pace in becoming an international metropolis. The skyscrapers, increased population, and huge changes haven't altered the city's character. Beijing is a garden city containing both water and mountains. It's hard to believe that it's located in northern China, which is considered to be colder than the south. The nomadic rulers of the Yuan dynasty preferred to live near water, so it was channeled in from the suburbs to the Ji Shui Pond. Thus, the central point of the city was set on the northeastern bank of the pond by today's Drum Tower. The Wuhan Bridge was built in 1285. This is where the Grand Canal entered the city during the Yuan dynasty. The wharf at the northern end of the canal is the earliest witness to the development of Beijing's landscape gardens. On the bridge is a beast resembling both a dragon and a lion. It looks down at the water, guarding and watching the passing boats. The Qing Dynasty Emperor Qian Long was a garden enthusiast. His idea was to build a fairyland on the plain to combine the city with gardens.
这是乾隆爷的两句诗，简单意思就是说，我要把北京城，因为北京处在整个华北平原的最好的土厚水深的北京小平原这个地方上，基本上是平地。然后呢，我要把它打造成为彭营，就是战国期间兴起的中国的一个神话系统，就是蓬莱、瀛洲、方丈，就是依次三山，城市而林壑，就是要把城市变成一个花园城市，就是像森林一般。你如果站在北京的中轴线边上，你在五龙亭去拍整个中南海，拍景山，找个好天气，那真漂亮。
Jing Hill is the central point of Beijing. It's said that the hill was built completely by human labor to allow the emperor to overlook the whole of the city on the Double Ninth Festival. Standing on top of the hill, visitors can enjoy the beautiful landscape along Beijing's central axis. Even today, people still love visiting the hill to look for traces of the past. A fundamental requirement for the ancient Chinese was to follow the laws of nature. They boldly introduced natural lakes and ponds into the city based on this philosophy. They corresponded perfectly with the central axis. Surrounded by running water, green trees, and red walls, the landscape along the central axis made Old Beijing one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Traditional Chinese architects never simply confine themselves to the design of buildings. They paid more attention instead to the entire space in which the building was located and its surroundings. The intention was to achieve a high level of harmony between the city and water, people and nature. Joseph Needham, the author of Science and Civilization in China, describes the Chinese people in terms of their respect for nature and their exalted poetry. In one corner of Beijing stands a memorial column. 3,000 years ago, one of the most famous cities in the world originated here. Year after year, rain lashes down on the broken history of Beijing's central axis. With its implicit but rational beauty, this axis has been quietly nurturing the greatness of this honored nation. Where was Beijing's first market located? A map of Beijing drawn by an American. Where was the wharf of the Beijing-Hangzhou Grand Canal? A merchant from Fujian province who works in the capital.
中指会讲吗？英语会讲吗？
A private museum under the bell and drum towers. When did the area along the Tiananmen Street begin to prosper? See what the axis of Beijing was like in 1874.